Hey everybody, welcome back to Havoc Maker Studio. My name is John, and today in gaming news, we're going to cover a couple topics. Some I've already talked about, and some new ones. And at the very end, I'm going to make you wait till the end, or end-ish, a sneak peek, maybe a leak, a rumor. I don't know how to classify it. I've done some not super rigorous checking on the internet, but I've delved into the darker rumor sites, and I think I might have found something that's coming up that nobody else has reported on. So cross our fingers that I am the first. And I tell you what, guys and gals, just like I'll do for you, do for me. If you want to scoop it and report it on your own channel, just make sure you give credit where credit is due. That's all. Just let them know that John Havoc Maker Studio found this. And hey, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. So let's talk first about the Affinity source book for the 5th edition rule set for Dungeons and Dragons. Now, this is coming out of Deus Ex Machina. I've already talked about that earlier this week. Check out that video down below. And while you're on your way down below to click on that video after this, make sure you hit that subscribe button and leave a comment for this video and for that video. So the Affinity Kickstarter originally, well, actually all three of the Infinity books were part of a other Kickstarter, the Ultra Modern 5, which you guys have heard me praise before. Hands down, the best source book for Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. Though it's not set in the fantasy, it's more of the modern to space opera level sci-fi, whatever you want to choose. And the Affinity portion of it, the source books for that, these setting books, got to be such a big, monstrous creation of its own. It had to get pushed aside to become its own Kickstarter because it just kept growing and growing and growing from a 200-page book to 600-page monster. So don't worry. You've probably already known. You've already looked at the Kickstarter. You already got the message. If you've already backed the Ultramodern 5 and you had went ahead and purchased the Affinity books, you're going to go ahead and still get those, whatever pledge level, but they've also opened up a couple more pledge levels. But I've already talked about that. Let's get into this. First step, funded in 1 hour. Congratulations. They met their goal of, I believe it was, well, we can find out here, goal of just under $4,500. And within 2 days, less than 2 days, they have acquired $20,000, 20.5. That's pretty gosh darn amazing. Not only have they met their goal, but they was at 5 times the amount, or probably about more like 4 times, 4.5 ish. I'll let you guys do the math. And they've got a number of stretch goals that they went ahead and reached. So go ahead and give them a look over, especially if you, like me, you love getting your hands on very interesting source books, whether you plan on running the game or not. I like to get them A, for the reading, B, just in case there's some information in there that I want to steal out of it to add into one of the games that I'm running, or say, hey, DM, GM, storyteller, whoever, whatever game system you're playing with your group, say, hey, take a look at this. Would you be interested in running this? Or maybe, hey, just want to see if you want to add this. I think this is what you might like, that sort of thing. This is a good source book for definitely for GMs and for players. I definitely would recommend purchasing any of these. So I'm not going to go into it. You can check out the other video for the full, well-ish description of it. Now, I am working on a couple other videos that's going to center on each of the different settings. One is a high-end sci-fi. The other one is more of a fantasy, tiny little bit of forbidden sci-fi, and then there's one in the middle where it's like a mix of the Weird West plus magic plus steampunk, all just kind of crammed together. And all of them are very well done so far from what I've read. So let's take a real quick look at their stretch goals, because when you take part in a Kickstarter, you always want to know what those stretch goals are so you can get that free stuff. Some great videos on here from the creators and from some other reviewers. Oh, look at that. Havoc Maker Studio video. Got there. Make sure you watch that video. We got from the Gaming Gang, Desks and Dorks, and How to D&D. Oh, that's interviews. Oh, How to D&D. That's the name of the channel. So make sure you give him a try, especially that Havoc Maker Studio. You definitely like his videos. Anyways, let's take a look at the stretch goals. Once we can get to it, there are a lot of videos kind of describing everything, the different pledge levels, and there's a lot of content to go through. I'm just sorry if you're going to get a little motion sickness from me scrolling so fast. I'm trying to get to the stretch goals, I promise. You have plenty enough time to check out the pledge goals, though I would go ahead and jump on right now and get your support. So, unlocked 10,000 more Really, Chris? 10,000 more illustrations, guys. 10,000 more illustrations. Holy crap. 15,000 paper quality upgrade. 60 gram. I'm assuming that's 60 gram to 70 gram offset. I don't know exactly what that means, but we're getting an improved book. Awesome. Automatic. I'll take it. Unlocked 2,000 or 20,000. Jesus, we're at 30,000 extra illustrations between 3 books, guys. What's still locked at... Oh, I'm sorry. Is that... Oh, that's the... I'm so stupid. That's how much more money it costs. I'm sorry. So we got more illustrations. We got the better paper quality. Since we got $20,000. God, I'm so stupid. We got more illustrations. Once we hit another 5,000, the new Demon Race for the Paradise Supplement. The new Endalon race at 30,000 for Contestoga. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right. At 35,000, the new Zodiac race for Taurus. 40,000 spot UV coating, more steampunk weapons, more crafting options, more magical items for the different settings. And there's slated to be more the more that money drops. Now, the last time, I think they were at a $10,000 goal for the Ultramodern 5, and they got 65,000. So I have a feeling that they're going to, at the very least, meet, well, they've already met their goal, but I'm going to say easily 55,000 for this, based on how successful Ultramodern 5 is. So enough about that. Let's move on to a couple other things. But once again, congratulations to DSX Machina and their and Chris's product here. And just in case, you still need to go check out that other video I've got for the Affinity Kickstarter. And at the end of it, tells you how to get entered into a contest to win a set of the PDF copies. And if we happen to meet another goal of mine, we might just give out if we meet that other goal, I'm going to give out a complete hardback set of the books. So 2 goals, 2 chances for free product, and more on that later. So let's move on. Before we get into some of the cooler things, actually, let's go ahead and dip out of this before we talk about the panel to play. I'm super excited about some of these images that most of you have already seen, but let's go ahead and talk about them right now. So if you're seeing the screen right now, you should see a reveal that Atomic Mass Games gave for the Marvel Crisis Protocol tabletop miniature game. If you're not familiar with that game from Atomic Mass Games, you need to check it out, especially if you like Marvel characters, B, you don't like having tons and tons of miniatures, you just want like a small group, and you like a fast-paced skirmish game that's not just beat 'em up, but it's got objectives. And by fast-paced, I mean you're not going to be there for 3 hours playing one game. Most games are looking to be about 45 minutes to an hour at most. I've seen a couple of speed games, and I've seen some very lazy games, and an hour and a half later, they're like, yeah, you won. So, but the average looks to be about 45-ish, maybe 50 minutes. So first up, what you're seeing here on the screen is some of the new stuff. So first up, the top picture shows the new SpiderFoes that are coming out. Now, right now, we already have Dr. Octopus, we have Kingpin, we have Venom, and we have the Green Goblin. Those are all listed under that team affiliation. Now we've got and we knew Carnage was coming out. We didn't know about these other ones for a while, but Carnage, who's a split off symbiote from Venom, if you're not aware of him. who will be showing up in the next Venom movie that's been delayed till 2022, by the way. Behind in the back, we have the Lizard. Don't worry, we're going to get a close-up picture here in a second. And we have Mysterio in the foreground. And then off to the right-hand side is Kraven the Hunter. And down below them, you'll see this back-bending gal. I did not deliberately aim that shot. I took the still image from the video that where all these other images have come from Atomic Mass Games. That is Black Cat. She's a thief. She's kind of like, think about Catwoman for Marvel Comics, or she's the Catwoman for Marvel Comics, if you will. Sometime ally, sometime lover of Peter Parker, Spider-Man. I've talked about this image before in another video, I believe, maybe for FMP Wargamers. I'm very happy with the way this model is, and that's what we're going to be discussing are the models. I think the image that we have right now is that the model's very low to the ground. Well, when I do get my hands on this model, we're going to show some modeling techniques so it looks a little bit more dynamic, and she's not like having her back broken like Bane breaking the bat. So let's get into some more of these images. So first up here is, I think his name's Cletus Cassidy. I might be getting some of their names wrong. He is the first wearer or bearer or symbiote host for Carnage. Carnage is the sadistic, mass murdering version of Venom. I mean, just mass murdering, just killing everything and anything in sight. It is a symbiote that bonded with a serial killer. So, and yes, I know Venom has done a lot of bad things and has killed people. He's been a good guy. He's been a bad guy. He's been somewhere in between. But Carnage is straight evil, just a murder machine. And I think they kind of definitely got the imagery going right there. He always has like tendrils always coming off. It's very, I'm very encouraged by this image. He looks like he's going to be good. Looks like he's also going to be on a very large base, kind of like Venom. So he's probably going to be a size 3 model. I'm betting probably threat 4 or 5. Those are just game terms. So moving on, let's talk about the Lizard. He is, or was, Dr. Connors. He used to be missing an arm from an accident, and he went ahead and did some normal comic book research where he mixed maybe radiation with some lizard blood and genetics and such, and injected himself. And he grew his arm back, but he has a condition that he can't control where he turns into this giant rampaging, super strong lizard man. And I love this model. I think he's an underused character, which it was an absolute shame. He did show up in the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. I can't remember if it was the first one or the second one, but I was super excited to see Doc Connors. I like the character. I like the Lizard. I think he's really, really cool, and they did a very good job of sculpting. So I'm looking at him. He's probably going to be another like size 3 model. He's probably going to have some high regenerative abilities. Probably heal at definitely 1 wound per turn or phase, probably 2. And he could take a lot of punishment. He's got some great movement. It'll be really interesting to see what they do with him. Moving on, let's get to Mysterio. No idea. I think they actually have revealed his cards. I'm going to say I did y'all a disservice. If they did put out his rules, I ignored it because I just cannot stand the Mysterio character. I was not happy when he showed up in the, was it Homeward Bound or Homeland, whatever, Spider-Man. I was like, I mean, Jake Gyllenhaal did a good job, but I'm just like, really, Mysterio? But I should be happy at the very least because it wasn't the Green Goblin or any goblin related, a hobgoblin, any of that stuff. So I should be happy that Marvel put out Mysterio. I'm just not a big fan of him because I just don't think he's an overall challenging character to put on the screen. But they pulled it off. They did pull it off. I'm just not a fan of him. So in a future episode, we will go ahead and update. We'll talk about his rules. But I need to get moving on. And the last character is one I'm mixed emotions about. I like Kraven the Hunter. He's basically a souped up hunter. Lots of tricks and abilities and gear, and he's a consummate hunter. And I believe, and I could be wrong, but I believe maybe in later issues he does get some sort of injection, or he's empowered magically to have some basically superhuman speed, strength, and stamina. That sort of typical thing that goes on in a lot of Marvel. A lot of characters are superhumans. That's why they're able to leap 20 feet in the air, bend or toss cars around, get thrown into walls, and kind of bounce back, and that sort of thing. It's pretty much standard fare. If you're a superhero, more than likely you picked up superhuman physical attributes. But I'm cool. I'm happy about it. His stance looks kind of cool. I not 100% sold on it, and of course his color scheme. There's some alternate color schemes that he's had over the years. I will probably paint one of those alternate color schemes over this, but I'm still super excited that he is coming. Moving on, they do have a new Spider-Man, which I definitely am happy about. The current Spider-Man is great. This one is great-ish. Only thing is just a little too flat from across his arms there and his chest. It just looks a little wrong, but overall, the rest of it, I'm super happy about the dynamic pose they've got there. They've got him elevated, make him look like he's actually swinging. It just looks a little, that from basically his pecs up to his neck just seems a little off, but I could be wrong. I haven't had a chance to, they haven't put out the model yet in their, on their website, so we can't spin it around. We're just seeing it from one angle. So let's talk about a sneak peek. So while I was watching the video, I caught images of something, and I'm going to black this out before we go to it. And I don't think I included a certain image. And if I didn't, we're going to put it live. We're going to make it go live right now. When they were zooming in on Felicity Hardy, which is the name of Black Cat, I noticed just off screen a blurry image of a possible character. Yep, let's go ahead and get this there. It looked like a hidden image. Does not look like, and excuse me while I load up this other image here, or at least get it ready. Actually, let's just go ahead and get it ready. And I'm kind of revealing it right there, but let's take a look. So hidden image, doesn't match any present models. Looks like a symbiote because it's got some long claw marks and it's digging into the ground. It's got kind of that symbiote eye that's going on there. I think, and I know some people will probably disagree with me. And if somebody else has already discussed this image, cool. I'm happy about that. Sorry about this. I forgot to upload this one picture. We're just going to do this live. Stuff happens. I think it's Scream. She is one of the 4 or 5 symbiotes that came after Venom and Carnage. There's a couple others. I believe she temporarily showed up in the Venom movie, but I don't think she didn't have her yellowish costume, if I remember correctly. Scream is definitely another psychotic. She's done a little bit of anti-hero work, but overall, she's still a bad guy. So I think, and I'll go back down to that image in just a moment. I think Scream was revealed. I think that this is Scream. Looking at those 2 images, I think it's Scream. You guys let me know. I could be 100% wrong, but looking at all the other images out there, I'm not seeing any other yellow arms with black and some claw marks and what looks like little hints of red. When I zoomed in, it looks like little hints of red around that mask and then the eyes. I could be wrong. I don't think I am, though. I think I'm spot on. I think she is coming. So let's dive into the panel to play that just came out for Danny Rand, who is the Iron Fist. As you can see right below me, I've been talking about Luke Cage and Iron Fist coming to Marvel Crisis Protocol, and we got a little glimpse of what Luke Cage is going to be like. He's going to be able to take a beating and dish it out. Really take a beating. He's a brute. He's definitely a tanky character, where Iron Fist is a little bit more of the kind of a glass cannon. I don't think he's going to be as physically. He can take as many hits, but man, I think he's going to be able to dish it out. So right now we know he's got his key strikes. He's able to channel the power, his own internal power, combined with Xiao I might be pronouncing that right. The dragon, the immortal dragon that's where he got his powers from. And it's going to be a strength 5 attack. Sounds like it's going to be his basic attack, and it's going to dish out probably some stunning or staggering status effects. And as one of the immortal weapons, the champions of the 7 cities of heaven, which I believe now there's 8 cities of heaven, he can manifest his power. And in game, it looks, from what they're saying here, is that every turn when you would normally gain power in the power phase, he gets bonus power. So he's going to be constantly generating power. So 2 power automatically every turn, plus every time he hurts somebody, he's going to be gaining power. So he is going to be a power machine. So he's going to be able to generate fast and dish it out. Now, once he's got it, now this is true story. The guy's knocked out Luke Cage. He's gone toe to toe with a couple other major characters and laid them out. I want to say Thor was one of them. He has also has done his massive power attack where he's actually destroyed or downed the helicarrier. That's the shield helicarrier. So he has power there. I don't think they're saying what exactly it's called, but it looks like it's a strength 9 energy attack. That means he's rolling 9 dice, ladies and gents, 9 dice worth of damage with a range 3 power. And whoever's on the receiving end of that is going to be staggered and thrown back. Also, it looks like this attack, if you are an activated, if you're an enemy character in range of that attack, because it looks like it has an area effect attack, or just the target. Or no, it looks like it is. If you're the target attack, if they have not activated, they now count as being activated because it is that powerful attack. It just pretty much takes the energy, the strength out of them. They're doing nothing else until the next time that they can activate. That's pretty badass. Now there's going to be some downfalls to using that power. And it looks like he has to spend 8 to pull off that strike. So you're probably not going to get it off more than once, maybe twice in 6 rounds. I don't know. And that's where they leave it off. We don't have an idea, but we know he is a master of martial arts. He has incredible reflexes and physical stamina, training, all that jazz in the comics. Plus, he's got that extra power from his own ki and the power coming from the dragon, the immortal dragon. So I think he is. I mean, he's not going to be a pushover. I don't think he's going to be like not Power Man, Luke Cage. We'll see. I think these two are going to be a great duo. I'm definitely looking forward to them. I mean, you guys, I'm excited about these characters. I'm super excited. I've been talking about them for so long, and I'm going to be having a lot of fun. I still wish they would have made Danny Rand, the Iron Fist, his full uniform or his newer uniform. He still has that big, that high collar, but it's more of the rest of it's kind of a jumpsuit, very reminiscent of, I cannot remember the movie. It's not Enter the Dragon. I think it might be The Big Boss with Bruce Lee, where he's wearing that yellow jumpsuit with the black stripe down the side. It's kind of like the same outfit that was worn in Kill Bill. So I would have preferred him wearing that yellow and green outfit like that with that collar, or at least his original costume with the collar. But we're going to make do with what we've got. Because unless I can find a 3D print file out there somewhere of somebody's miniature or mold or something else that I can scale down to count as that model, I mean, I'm still going to paint this one and have some fun with it. And we will be doing those live on camera everything will match up. The only thing I had thought about is Iron Fist's character. He has another costume where it's white and yellow, or kind of a white and gold. I'm considering that. At any rate, my name is John. This is Havoc Maker Studio. Make sure you jump down below. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that thumbs up or thumbs down, whichever you feel is necessary. Leave a comment. Please leave a comment. And also head over to that Infinity RPG Kickstarter video that I did. Give it a watch. Go to the end. Find out what's going on with the contest. Help promote the channel, and we can start giving away some free stuff. You guys have yourself a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you real soon. See you later.